is a presentation of Real Wise Productions and Comey Media Incorporated. Let's see. Biden, Trump, Manchin? Next on Mentality. Welcome to another installment of Mentality, where iron sharpens iron in the realm of health, wealth, mental health, entrepreneurship, love, and brotherhood, all from a man's perspective. I am one of the co-hosts of this program, Cole Johnson, aka the Mad Scientist and EP Extraordinaire, or the EP of all EPs. And I am joined, as always, by the other co-host of this program, the man known as Wize, the man known as Wize, the man that is known as Mr. Petty. That is your boy, Wize El Jefe. How you doing, my man?
I'm great, brother. I'm great. No complaints. How are you today?
Man, no complaints over here too, man. I am so excited. I'm so happy. Chris Christie is starting to hit the accelerator hard on taunting Donald Trump, saying that the former president is heading toward a criminal conviction thanks to former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Now, his cooperation with prosecutors in the 2020 election theft case is nothing but trouble for defendant Trump, and that is what Christie is saying out of his mouth. And he said that this past Tuesday on MSNBC's Morning Joe. He went on to say the following about that. Quote, "This is deadly. It's done. He's going to be convicted. It's over." Close quote.
Well, I have one question.
Okay.
What number? What's his numbers in the polls? I just want to know. I just want to know what's quite number in the polls.
So Christie right now is at 2.4%.
What?
Yes, 2.4.
My man. Concede the race. Like, get out of the dropout. 2.8%. You said 2.8?
2.4%.
2.4%. That's even worse. And you were talking out the side of your mouth? Why? It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. A man who's got 2.48%. I can understand the dude from the Dakotas because don't nobody know him. I can respect that he's 0.8% because I don't even know. Like, nobody knows who the he is. I understand 0.8%, but you was a prosecutor from the governor of United States.
Yeah, U.S. prosecutor.
U.S. prosecutor, governor from New Jersey, and you got 2.48%.
Yes. Oh well, I'll say this though. His numbers are three times higher than Burgum's.
But I expected Burgum's to be 0.8%. It's not like okay. It's not like if Trump gets indicted, he has a shot at winning. He has no shot at winning.
He doesn't. He doesn't have a
No
shot.
shot.
No, none.
Oh man, concede the race. Concede the race. Just drop out now. My man's been indicted. Not one, not twice, not three, 4 times. My man's been 4 times indicted. And can none of y'all catch up to him? Can none of y'all put a dent in the lead that he has over all of y'all?
But you'll be glad to know, sir, that Mike Pence, the traitor, as you have called him,
I don't call that's not my name for him. I've heard Republicans call him the traitor. So I'm just going off of what Republicans said. But we shouldn't say that the whole
not all of GP, but probably many of the MAGAites.
Yes, more like the MAGAites. Oh yeah, definitely the MAGAites. Like the MAGAites, they definitely like traitor. Like, they probably got pictures of him with traitor right all over his face and stuff.
Well, they will be glad to know that the former vice president and the former governor of Indiana, he has officially dropped out of the race for the 2024 presidential campaign.
Governor, 0.8%. Follow suit. Follow suit, my man. Because the traitor was higher than you in the polls.
He was higher in the polls.
He was higher than you in the polls. My man, drop out of the race. Just drop out of the race. Not even like when you went to, where was he? He went to New Hampshire?
Yeah, he went to New Hampshire last month.
And they were like, who the hell is this? Like, who's this dude? Like, are you the like the opening act or something? Like, they didn't even know who he was.
Oh no. Not are you the opening act?
Yeah.
So you're stumping for the bigger names. Okay, so who you stumping for?
Did Trump send you ahead like to warm us up? Like I don't.
Oh Lord.
But Mr. 8%, I mean Mr. 0.8%. I'm sorry, Governor 0.8%. I'm just being all disrespectful right now. Governor 0.8%. Concede. Stop. Hang up your hat. Just stop. Just stop. Go back to the Dakotas, where you are someone. You are the governor of the Dakotas. That's a good. That is something you should be proud of. That is something you can hang your cap on. You can put the feather on top of that, right there. The governor of South Dakota. Is he South Dakota? Yeah, right.
No, governor of North Dakota.
Oh, look at that. North Dakota. Whichever. I knew it was one of the Dakotas. But anyway. Stop.
Oh my gosh. Governor 0.8%.
You know what? If you need me to make up an excuse for you, I can.
Lord.
Like you contracted, I don't know, mono, whatever it is. If you don't want it to be a scandal, your blood pressure can't take it. Just whatever, anything. It doesn't matter.
Mono. Oh my gosh.
I'm saying he probably was going. Listen, I'm trying to help him out to ease out of this race. It's not like, let's be honest, it's not like anybody's gonna really. Honestly, I didn't even know he was still in the race. Like after a couple of weeks, and then when you brought it up,
right?
Like, cause I thought he fell off the stage, and now it was just that they had him on the side where you couldn't really see him,
very edge of the stage. Yes,
yes. So, Governor, 0.8%, follow suit. Like Governor Mike Pence quit. He dropped out because he knew they wasn't going to vote a traitor in. And they're not going to vote anyone from the Dakotas into office either. Let's be honest. Don't nobody know. We be forgetting the Dakotas are part of the United States.
Oh my gosh, no.
Like, there's no shot. There is no. Do I need to sing Vince McMahon's theme song again? Like,
please.
Like, because you're not gonna win, even if he gets indicted. Right? He's been indicted. I'm sorry. Even if he goes to jail, right?
Yeah. Even if he goes to jail,
you're still losing. You'll still be trading the other clowns.
No other clowns.
Like you got DeSantis, who continuously is getting slapped around in his own state.
And we'll be hearing about that later this week as the debates head to Miami.
Okay. And then Nikki Haley's getting, and everyone who's not on Team Trump is endorsing Nikki Haley.
That's correct. You're starting to see more and more people come to her.
Because DeSantis is
he just isn't it.
Yeah,
he just isn't it.
And he's a Gen Xer. That's what irks me. He's a Gen Xer, and he sucks.
Well, let's hope Haley's a Gen Xer too.
Who? Nikki Haley?
Haley. Yeah, she's a Gen Xer too.
Yeah, true. But anyway, we're back to DeSantis. I mean, not DeSantis, Christie.
Yes,
just give up. You're not going to win. You could talk sideways all you want about the former President Trump.
He's trying, boy.
You're not. You're too little, too late. Go back to Jersey, stuff yourself with some subs or whatever it is that you love to eat. Whatever it is, just go have some Jersey Mikes or some and just don't worry about the presidential election or race because you're not going to win.
We're just getting started. Mentality will return. This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, Wize.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Welcome back to Mentality, where men are men and not machines. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson, and we talked a little politics. We'll talk a little bit more later too. We're still going to stay on politics, but we're going to do it with a celebrity bent. Welcome to Celebrity Style. Arnold Schwarzenegger thinks that there might be an alternative to the possible Joe Biden and Donald Trump conundrum that the country is probably headed into deciding 1 year from now. And he has a target. No, not him, because he is unavailable to run. But he believes centrist lawmaker Joe Manchin could stand out in the crowd for the race of the White House next year, even as he claims Joe Biden and Donald Trump are taking the air out of everything ahead of next year's presidential election. Is there a possibility for an independent candidate to throw a monkey wrench into the 2024 presidential campaign?
Well, it's definitely not you, Robert Kennedy, because he is running for in the independents.
Right.
But even though you do have the name recognition, the Kennedy name.
That's correct.
You're not your father and you're not your uncle.
Yeah, that's the messed up part. Yeah.
You're just not. You're not that guy. You're even making the rounds on hip hop TV show. You're like you was a guest on Math Hoffa.
Oh, going the battle rap route. Okay.
Well, my expert opinion is not really it's not about battle rap. I didn't really see the interview because just the fact that they went in that realm on that show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, okay, I get it. I see where your target is because of your name.
Right.
And we know what your name is associated with as far as segregation and all that, and civil rights movement and all that.
Right.
So
picking up exactly where his father left off. Right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it would. Man, I don't know if there's anyone like. First of all, the Democrats aren't gonna allow anyone else to run against Biden. But they don't really have any. They don't have anyone with any star power.
The only person that you probably prop up against him would be somebody like AOC, and I doubt if she would get the support from the party like that.
He's too radical for a lot of people.
Exactly. So I don't see that happening. Otherwise, it would have to be somebody like Pelosi, who is far too old, and Kamala Harris, who she drinks Biden's Kool-Aid a little too much. So there isn't anybody, not on the Democratic side, not Democrat side. I mean,
there isn't, and there's no one on the Republican side to dethrone Trump.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just get a repeat.
Yeah. A repeat of 2020. I think that's what we're going to see next year. I agree with you.
Unless, like I said, my man ended up doing some time, then
that's the only way I can see a change.
And then it's gonna be a free fall.
You have Schwarzenegger, who, of course, if for those who don't know, he performed 2 terms as governor of California, and actually did a good job because the state actually ended up being prosperous during that time that he was governor. And he actually built the reputation of similar to like the late Senator John McCain, that he was willing to work on both sides of the aisle, sometimes irritating the Republicans because he represented the Republican Party in doing so. But he believed that you have to work with both sides to get things done. He believed it as governor, and he believes that even now. And with that being said, of course, he's a California resident, and we of course understood that last month that Senator Dianne Feinstein, who also was the mayor of San Francisco as well, she passed away, so her seat is open. Do you think he should run, and he can do this? Do you think he should run for the open California U.S. Senator seat left open by Dianne Feinstein?
Yes.
Feinstein.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because she rest in peace. But my lady was 90-something years old, and they was wheeling her in, and they probably had her looking like Weekend at Bernie's, where they tied her hand to raise it down, up and down. Like that's how it looked when they would bring us the Wheeler into office, man. So that being said, I
You
think
making her a human puppet.
What can I say? It's just sometimes when I would see them wheel her in, that's what I would think. Like, how is she like able to raise her hand? Or
he seems to be sort of king making in a sense, sort of like what Jeb Bush was before he decided to throw his hat in the ring for the 2016 presidential campaign, before Donald Trump just pimp slapped him.
like he's doing to these other fools. Like he's doing all to these other fools. He's just going like I'm gonna say it again, is head of state, Bernie Mac's just smacking fools when he coming out.
Off
Back.
the train.
Just smacking them. So this is
Off the
again,
train.
I'm gonna go off he's coming off the train, Trump is just coming on stage, just smacking everybody. Bow. Bow. Here you go. Here you go. Christie, you take 2 of them. Here you go.
Oh Lord, not 2. Oh my gosh. All right, so it looks like Schwarzenegger is positioning himself to be like a kingmaker and try to find the right candidate, I guess, to throw his weight around and throw his weight behind and support behind him. How effective do you think this method of kingmaking will be in posing a Biden-Trump alternative?
Oh man, I don't know because I understand when it comes to Arnold, maybe it might be different because of who he is, and because people might trust him and believe in him, so it might be different with him. But again, like none of these people out there are candidates that makes you go, wow, I would vote for them. There's not even in the independents. Like, there's no one.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. Yeah, that is the problem. 1 year out from the presidential election, the next presidential election, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, man, there isn't really anybody that wows my socks off, and the only one that comes close is under federal indictment. That is the most messed up understanding of what we have as the best of the best in terms of presidential candidates. That's the 2 main ones right there. One's under federal indictment, heavy federal indictment, and the other is
another one should be in old. Another one should be in an old age home. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh Lord. Well, right here, Mr. Biden. Yeah, this is wonderful. Oh, what is this place called? Yeah, this place is called Shady Acres. Yeah. You'll enjoy it. You'll have all the ice cream you could lick, and you have all the rocking chairs that you can sit in and just sway back and forth in, and you can have all the debates that nobody really gives a crap about that you can spew and talk about. In fact, we'll build a podium. And we'll build a room. All you have to do is just roll yourself there or walk yourself slowly in there. We won't put stairs there because you might trip. Because heck, you can just trip on a regular floor surface, and you can just stand in front of the podium, give your speech, and then no one will really give a crap what you're saying. Isn't that great, Mr. Biden, President Biden?
Yes, it would be something like that. It would be something like that. Because like you said, this man trips over air. So yeah.
My father really loves Manchin, and I understand why. I understand why he loves Manchin. Manchin goes against basically what the rank and file Democrats want to do. He doesn't go all the way ham on what the Republicans want to do. I mean, he literally is like we talked about one time with Ben Sass, who of course now is the chancellor of University of Florida.
Florida, yeah.
he literally toes the line. He's like, look, it's about policy. I could give a crap about top politics. Does this make sense for the people? And if it does, I'll vote for yes. If it doesn't, I'll vote no. And I don't really care where it falls politically. He seems to have that type of understanding when it comes to politics. And unfortunately, the way today's politics is within Washington and within the constituency as well, it is cheerleading 101 all the way. Senator Manchin, I hope someone like you actually can get more traction as we get further along down the political diaspora, because I think we need to have more politicians like you to help out the balance between what we're seeing, because the extremes are making too much noise. And that's the shame of it all.
Mentality will be back in 2 and 2.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition,
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby!
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Welcome back to Mentality, a show that is created for all men. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson. And I know we've talked a little bit about politics. We'll shift it away from there for a quick moment, because there's something that I think we need to discuss. And I think it's something we haven't. And it's about time we do. Here is something to ponder. Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre. Well, he threw lawsuits to ESPN's Pat McAfee and now ESPN's and Club Shay Shay's Shannon Sharpe for defamation. Now, the lawsuit with McAfee was dropped because of an apology. However, a federal judge has dismissed the former NFL's quarterback's defamation suit against fellow Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe, and the judge called the comments that Sharpe made on Fox Sports 1's broadcast, Undisputed, rhetorical hyperbole. Now, Favre filed this suit back in February, alleging that the former Broncos tight end and former Ravens tight end made egregiously false statements about him on Undisputed when discussing Favre's connection to a welfare misspending case in Mississippi. Sharpe, back in September of last year, accused the Hall of Fame quarterback of taking from the underserved, and he also said that Favre stole money from people who really needed the money as part of the huge public corruption case. Well,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So Sharpe was asked if he was going to apologize like McAfee did, and Sharpe said, quote, I wasn't going to issue an apology because if issued an apology, I'd have felt I'd done something wrong. I just hope the people of Mississippi have their day in court. Close quote. Now, the state of Mississippi is trying to recoup more than $77 million in misspent funds, and they're suing 36 people, Favre being one of them. Now, I start the questions off by this. Would you consider this more a victory for Sharpe or a defeat for Favre?
Shannon did was his job. So Shannon did. He gave his opinion on the situation. Favre is the moron who decided to misuse funds to build a new gymnasium for his alma mater.
Right.
What he did was, I get it. He built his alma mater school, got his name on there, Brett Favre gym, whatever it is. You went and took these funds that were meant for the underprivileged in your state for a gym.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Personally, I don't even know what's like. We discussed this before. We know what he did, and then we heard the tapes or whatever. We read the transcript of him.
That's the funniest part.
Read the transcript with him saying, "Ain't nobody gonna know that I'm taking this money, right?" Like you sounded like you was being shady.
You sure this ain't gonna get leaked out to the press?
Yeah, like that, like that, like. So I'm already looking at it like, oh man, you just giving yourself away. Like you really, that wasn't you on the phone. That wasn't you.
That wasn't your thumbs.
That wasn't your text. That wasn't you and your text. Who was that? Who was that? Put that person on the phone. Whatever. Let them come forward. If you ain't who. You know how we wanted to do a in-depth about.
Yeah, we did.
Right? I don't even care. Like I don't. Like this dude has gone on TV. He hung out with one of my favorite people in the world,
Jason Whitlock. Mm-hmm.
That right there discredits him with me. Like that right there. The fact that he hung out with that fat, greasy moron. Just that fact alone. Just that fact alone, you should get the book thrown at you. You should get the book thrown at your dumb. This mother. And he has the nerve to go hang out with that piece of.
Not the misappropriation of funds, not the fact that he built a gymnasium with those funds. It's alma mater. Oh, in dedication to his daughter, who also is going to the school. You're condemning him. Oh, not even these BS defamation lawsuits that waste the court's time and be filed against Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharpe. No, you're condemning him for appearing on Fearless with Jason Whitlock.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier that McAfee, of course, was he had to deal with the lawsuit of defamation that filed Favre through, but Favre dropped that suit because McAfee publicly apologized. Do you think McAfee should have apologized, triggering Favre to drop the lawsuit?
Really?
Okay, next question. So
you know how I feel. I felt like grow some balls, man. You're a reporter, right? You're a media now, right? You're no longer a punter. You have your show.
Media,
you have an obligation to your fan base to bring the news, and this was some news.
Yeah,
grow some balls and be like, yo, come on, Brett. Let's be honest. You ain't got nothing here. It would have got thrown out just, but now look at you looking like you soft and because you went, oh, Brett, I'm sorry, Brett. I didn't mean to say you was taking money from the homeless and the poor, and no, we didn't mean that. We was misquoted. Out of here, man.
I mentioned that the state of Mississippi is suing 36 people, and Favre is one of them, to recoup $77 million of misappropriated funds. Why do you believe the state of Mississippi is taking so long in making good on their lawsuit against Favre and others? Because if I'm not mistaken, one of the other 36 they're suing is a former governor of Mississippi. If I'm not mistaken,
there's so many people involved in this, man. They're like, we gotta make sure we get the right people. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a part of the legal system. I don't know why, but the way is moving at turtle pace, I don't know. Might not be a good sign for Brett Favre. Do I want to see Brett Favre go to jail? Not really. Do I want to see him pay back that money? Yes, I do. And do I want to see him make a public apology to the state of Mississippi and its residents? Yes.
Later, we will have Thoughts from the Throne. This is Mentality. Are you looking for something to do on your lunch break? Well, there's a show on the BS3 network that has only 4 words to say to you.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready.
The Lunch Break with AJ, powered by JM&E. Live weekdays at noon Central. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. exclusively on the Chris Base YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Mentality, where it is the ultimate masculine safe space. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson. And now our brief respite from politics is over. Back to it. And I think my partner and brother is going to enjoy this. Welcome to Politically Speaking. George Santos, come on down. You're the next contestant that's about to be fried on Bizarro Wides is on your behind. Why? A new indictment against the representative from New York accuses him of stealing identities of campaign donors and using their credit cards in unauthorized charges. Now, the 23-count indictment from the week before replaced one previously filed against the New York Republican, which accused him of embezzling money from his campaign, lying to Congress, and more. Santos is accused of charging over $44,000 to his campaign using cards that belonged to contributors who did not know the charges were being made. In one incident, prosecutors say that Santos allegedly charged $12,000 and transferred that, and the majority of those funds, I should say, into his own personal bank account. He's also accused of falsely reporting to the Federal Elections Commission, or FEC, that he loaned $500,000 to his campaign when he had less than $8,000 in his personal accounts, according to governmental officials. My first question to you about this is, by the way, he is going to run for re-election and his seat is up this time next year. How would this hurt or help his chances of being reelected this time in 2024?
I want to address the morons who voted him in office in the first place. District, whatever. You morons voted him in. So it's only right that he took your credit cards and spent them and took them and purchased with them, because you mofos knew he was a scammer. He did it to his mother's boss. He stole his bank account information and cashed some checks. It's not like he hasn't done this. He is a fraudster. That's what he was. That was his thing.
Yeah, he did it before he became a politician.
And now he has all this access to all these credit cards to people who donated to his campaign. It's like liquid. It's like he died and went to heaven.
Yeah.
Like, I really got all this information. I got social security numbers. I could put card. Like, y'all knew he was a fraudster. It was brought up that he had committed fraud in Brazil.
That's right.
And y'all didn't think he was gonna do that to y'all? Y'all deserve to get this happen to y'all. Y'all deserve for this to happen to y'all. Cause y'all knew the who he was. And yet this was the best candidate you could bring. A fraudster. Someone who had already ripped someone off. And then y'all don't expect this motherfucker to do it again? Shame on y'all for believing in this clown. Shame on y'all. And now he refused. Y'all can't get him out. He's like herpes.
Oh,
I can't get rid of him.
Wow. You now have compared George Santos to herpes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I'm disparaging herpes by saying that.
This is gonna be a softball question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So if you were a contributor and you donated to his campaign,
So if I was a moron, okay.
how should those contributors feel after knowing this has taken place?
Oh, if I was a contributor, how would I feel?
Yeah, how would you feel?
We already know that I feel he has such a beautiful, lovely, punchable face, right? I've said this before.
Beautiful, loving punchable face. Oh,
it would take a lot of restraint on my part not to want to punch him in the face.
oh my gosh. Wow.
Because, like I said, you clowns deserve to get ripped off because you knew he was a fraudster. I'm not feeling, I'm not, there's no empathy coming from me because y'all put this clown in office. It was stories when he was running. And y'all like, oh, George, he's our man. And now look at y'all. Now look at y'all. Y'all like, and then this is how disrespectful he is to y'all. That he defrauded y'all and he still got the balls to run again. If I was the Republican Party, I would cry. I would go stand. I would go sit in a corner and put myself in fetal position and cry because this is just disrespectful.
Oh Lord, not in the fetal position.
In the fetal position.
On the heels of this new indictment, where I believe he officially claimed he was not guilty of it, there was a vote that was put into the House to expel him. And I think this came out last week. It turns out that the House decided to not expel him. So why do you think the House of Representatives voted against expelling Santos from being kicked out of office?
Because it's politics. It's stupid. They're trying to keep their numbers. They don't want to lose that seat. So, and they're not, and it's not the Republican parties that gets to replace them.
That's right.
So why would they want to expel that and lose a seat and lose a vote? So they're gonna let this ride it out until they can get a formidable candidate up there to replace his and run next year. So they're gonna let this slide for right now. And then when next year sometime next year, and they find a viable candidate that they moved into that area, like you live in this section now. This is where you live at now. You're running for office. Till they find that, this is just and it pains me because this comes from my state. This clown is from my state.
Yeah, he's from
I got dumb pulling firearms. I got this clown defrauding his constituents and contributors. Y'all just making New York politics look really, really stupid right now. And it's on both sides of the aisle.
After the expulsion vote turned in his favor, your lovable, beautiful, punchable face model said, quote, I am glad that due process is still alive and well. Close quote. Will he say due process is still alive after he gets convicted of these federal fraud charges?
No, you're gonna be screaming. You're gonna be crying like the little he is.
Oh, wow.
I can envision him screaming and crying and yelling when they're dragging his down to the clink. That's what I envision him, is him in a dress. I don't know why a dress, but him in a dress, dragging them dragging him by his arms, and he's just
a dress. What you think he's going to revert back to when he was in Brazil and he was cross-dressing?
Maybe he may be trying to hide. Like I envision him trying to hide, like him trying to say, but he just was gonna he got cross-dressing fever and don't know.
And now, thoughts from the throne.
All right, fellas. His story time with Wize. All right. I don't know if I mentioned it last week on the show, but I love my wife. I do. I truly do. But if your wife tells you one day, honey, take 15 to 30 minutes a day for the next 4 days to straighten out a certain room in the house, right? If she says do 15 to 30 minutes, don't be like me and just do 15 minutes, because that's not what she wants. She truly wants you to do the 30 minutes. She does. But she doesn't want to tell you that, guys. She doesn't want to tell you. So she's going to try to make it simple for you and make you decide. But what they're going to fail to realize is you're going to only do the 15 minutes. Because that's what I did, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to save y'all. I'm here to lead y'all right down the right path. So when she tells you to do 15 to 30 minutes, do the 30 minutes. That's it. Just do the 30 minutes. I can't guarantee I will do that. But to save you some grief, do the 30 minutes. Me, I'm an asshole. So I'm going to make it difficult. My advice to you guys is do the 30 minutes. Do the 30 minutes and you will have a happy wife. I promise you.
Dallas is happy, somewhat. Yes, the Texas Rangers won the World Series, and I'm happy for the organization. I mean, they earned it. I mean, they won every single road game that they could have possibly played.
They beat the defending champions, Houston Astros.
I'm happy that the Rangers won. Happy. But I kept receipts. Oh, I kept receipts. I hate the Astros. Houston is a second-rate city, it sucks compared to Dallas. I can't stand Houstonians. I'm hearing this from friends of mine who live in Dallas, mind you. I kept all the receipts. And so when I saw the post from one of our, I should say, Wize and mine, one of our fellow content creating brothers, I actually said, quote, and the crowd goes mild in Dallas, close quote. So this goes to the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. You did not do the assignment that I asked. I said, celebrate the Rangers. What'd you do? You ignored them. But that's exactly what Dallas does. Dallas doesn't give a crap about anything except the Cowboys. From a fellow former Houstonian, I can actually say this with all the love in my heart. Screw Dallas. And those are thoughts from the throne. Is there anything else you need to present to the mentality audience before we let them go?
No, I'm good today. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not. Listen, bring the peace. Let's stop this wars everywhere, man. Pray for the people in Palestine, in the Gaza Strip. I don't. Too many lives are being lost. It's just ridiculous. Pray for the people suffering who got bombed in Israel. It's just ridiculous. We just need to start doing better.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. Hopefully peace will win out, but well, we just love to war. That's how we all are. Well, with that being said, we thank you so very much for being a part of this family, part of this this momentum in this movement, this pro-man movement that we call it. That is not against women. It's to better a man for women. So we thank you for liking. We thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting as well, because we love to hear what you have to say. And we thank you for hitting that notification bell so you can catch all content that emanates from the Real Wize TV YouTube channel, like Poppy Wize and Poppy J and Wize LFA and Wize in the AM, or the Comey Media YouTube channel, like, of course, Mentality, and in the future, Choose Life, and That Was Then. Hopefully you enjoy all the content that comes from both the channels that we present in front of you. For Wize and LFA, I'm Cole Johnson, here to say in parting, as we always do, our secret technique is that we always speak with mentality. See you next week.
Peace.
That's 100.